Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're gonna see all day. And here on this live stream, you are gonna get a very fulfilling and in many ways positive hour. You're gonna get a good hour of some hanging out in the studio, playing with some live looping, all vocals. Everything here right now is just vocals. I am gonna bring the synth in as well. We're gonna be chatting it up. Man, it's gonna be a good hour. You made the right decision joining us. We are just hanging out. We are getting the blood flowing here in this warm-up phase, chilling out to this foundation of a beat that I made before the stream began. I'm going to be building upon this beat as we go on over the next hour or whatever. Bringing in the synth as well, as I say. While we are here in this warm-up phase, while we are getting the blood flowing, I need to celebrate. I need to celebrate you. For being here. Whether you are here live with us in the chat, or you are here live with us but you are not in the chat, or you are joining us after the stream on replay, however it is that you are joining us, thank you for being here. I'm going to celebrate you at this time in this way. I have got my drink. I have got my drink right here. I am going to count up to 3. I am going to clink the screen. You are invited to join the rest of us as we cheers along and celebrate our togetherfulness. And of course, the very exciting build-up begins on 1. Whoa, that's really good. This is a good warm-up just experience here. I like it a lot. I like it. 2. Whoa. This is a very exciting build-up. I'm looking forward to this cheers moment that begins right now on clink. Cheers, my friend. Oh, man. Oh, man. Please like this video. Please subscribe. So here we are in this tinkering session, my friends. What a very unpredictable hour this will be. Here's all we know for sure. I'm gonna build up the rest of this beat. Everything else is very much up for changing. Tinkering in the studio is the most unpredictable and unstructured, goalless of all of my live streams. It's purely just some hangout time. If you are new to the Reconsider It live streams, welcome! We want you here. So as I say, it was, and continues to be. An F sharp. Beats per minute is 139.7. Right now I'm just poking around looking for a synth voice. There's hundreds of different voices on the synthesizer here. This Hydrasynth. By the way, the Hydrasynth here that I'm using, this is not hooked up to the loopers. Everything you hear on the loopers, that's all vocals. And you'll see that as I continue to build up the loops a bit whenever that happens on this stream. very fortunately. Fortunately, I see right now that War has joined us. See right now that all truth is with us. see right now in the chat, All True says that she's gonna go perform soon. Woo! Extended WOOO, or maybe a W000. Best wishes on your performance. Warheart right now is adding in the chat. But he's been doing some tinkering as well today, this morning. Might record, but it's getting warm in here. Yeah, man. I'm with you on that. Climate control is like such a great blessing. Such a convenience. The fact that we have, enclosed domiciles to live and work in. That's such a great blessing. For which it is very appropriate to be deeply thankful. It's much better to have like an enclosed space than, being in the wilderness. So on top of all of that, some kind of climate control that includes the temperature and all. It's like, oh man, there's all these levels of just amazing, mind-blowing blessings that we get to receive in modern life here in the year 2025. Right now in the chat, Warheart is extending a conversation from a recent stream where we were getting a bit more philosophical, which is my preference, honestly. That's what I like to talk about, that kind of stuff. And it's so cool that we have a growing community of people who are interested in listening to and participating in that conversation, or those kinds of conversations. Case in point, Warhart's talking about how I was talking about extropy, a complementary idea to entropy, whereas entropy applies to physical systems, closed physical systems. Extropy is, at least applies, it appears to apply, it to non-physical systems. And so Warheart is talking about that he's been thinking about that. Yeah, it's a good idea. The place that I guess learned it was a book called, this book is really dope, by the way. I would recommend this book. It's a long, technical book, but I read it pretty quickly. I'm usually not much of a reader for whatever context that gives you. Most of the time, I feel like the author hasn't written in a way that I can understand what they're saying easily, and it requires a lot of effort on my part. And I'm like, oh no. So I don't really spend a lot of time reading for leisure, let's say. But once in a while, I'll find a book or whatever it might be that I'm either so interested in it or it's written so well that I do read it pretty quickly. And this book was one example of that. The book is called What Technology Wants. That's the name of the book. What Technology Wants. And I don't know the author. I'm gonna look up the author. Warhard, while I'm looking up the author, what are some things you thought of and pondered since I should have invited that first? But I'm gonna look up what the author is. What Technology Wants by Kevin Kelly. And here's some good news. This is gonna be like most exciting news of all. I just told you that it's this like long technical book which talks about, I'll give you the short version of what I remember from it. Now I'm gonna be real with you. It's been many years since I read this book. When did this book come out? 2010 this book came out. And I don't know, I read it sometime vaguely resembling 2010 to 2015, somewhere in there. I probably read it. But the idea of the book is he talks about different types of organisms, different types of like complication within categories of organism, and he goes through different strata of like inanimate matter and single cellular organisms and fungus and plant life, and then different strata inside animal life, fish and amphibians and reptiles, and through the vertebrae and all this, mammals and what have you. But then he puts forth that there's like another level that is in the process of emerging, and he's like drawing an arrow that it's increasing in complexity as you look at these different categories of organisms. A human, and not just a single human body, but also the fact that all of humanity has this sprawling civilization that covers as much as the planet as it desires. Like, the human organism, from the perspective of the planet, is pretty sophisticated. At least it appears to be outwardly. People can make arguments about things like, well, how much do you know about the underground fungus networks? Those are actually extraordinarily complicated, and we can have that conversation as well. But as far as like power on the third dimension, I think humanity pretty much has it locked down. Just power on the third dimension, just that. Third dimension, of course, being the place where we have phenomena of physical matter. That's what we regard as real, and that we put all of our priority and attention into. Phenomena of, material existence. Humans as the organism, pretty much has that locked down. So anyway, the book, What Technology Wants, is like, hey, there's this other thing called the technium. That's his creation, his contribution. This is his like new thing that he's introducing into the world with his book. What he calls the technium. Technium. And the idea of the technium, in short, is that it is a singularity. It's a technological singularity that comes into existence essentially backward in time. And it's through humanity that it is slowly becoming more and more and more and more manifest through all of, like, wherever you are right now, right this instant, this very second, you, I'm talking to you, wherever you are. If you just look around wherever you are, there is mad everything surrounding you that is made by humans. And if you just like look a little further beyond whatever you can see in your immediate surroundings, that also is completely covered by things that have been made by humans. So the idea with this is, if you look at how we are today with our external expression in the material realm, has become increasingly dominant, as I say, on the planet. And the idea is, this is not humanity randomly doing things. This is some kind of order, some kind of like singular order that could not, suddenly manifest itself 5,000 years ago to, what we would today consider very primitive humans living in much smaller communities with far less sophisticated homes and such, and far less sophisticated methods of acquiring their food and whatnot, and certainly no smartphones. So this technium, this perfect singular order, couldn't just instantaneously exist everywhere on the planet back in the day. But slowly, over time, humanity and humanities in different cultures and different areas, there's this sort of vague, general same direction that everything is heading in, that is becoming more orderly. And there's great variety in the ways that this orderliness becomes, manifest in the different cultures. But there is this tendency, like, I guess, to take a step back, this phenomenon is built upon the existence of something through time. So that's one of the first things to establish about this idea of extropy. Whereas entropy is just like, oh look, here's an object. Here's a napkin or whatever. Here's an object made of matter. It continues to exist through time, but it doesn't have like an ongoing, living, breathing, changing, evolving nature. It just sort of is exactly what it is here in the third dimension, and there's not much else to say about it. This is subject to entropy, and there's nothing else to say. But for something like a species, an organism that persists over time, over long stretches of time, that grows and changes and evolves and, responds to its own changing environment and all of this, that persistence over great periods on the topic of something like a species, that can be said to exhibit this phenomenon of entropy. So if we talk about different civilizations, that exists for many generations. Just by the fact that we're talking about a civilization, we're talking about something that exists for many generations. It's not just like, a family bloodline. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. Something that exists for maybe a couple of decades tops, and then it's just diluted. By the way, if nobody ever informed you of that, that's kind of the destiny of genealogy. It's mostly diluted within like 3 or 4 generations. Unless you're like Genghis Khan, what did he sire like 3,000 offspring or something like that? Like, all right, you know, maybe on his level of genealogical influence, maybe that's, you know, different rules apply. For most people are just more or less, you know, whatever you call diluted, is what I said earlier, within 3 or 4 generations or so. So not the level of genealogy of an individual, but rather something bigger than the individual, something that is trans-individual, something that's between or among people who come together in the sense of how the human organism is a social organism. This definition of a social organism being something where individuals are not necessarily able to just like self-sufficiently stand on their own. Like, with exceptions, sure, yes. You can find that person who's able to just march into the woods and never come back for 20 years and everything was fine when they came back and they're like healthy and, you know, vibrant, even though they're 70 years old. Yeah, those people exist, sure. But most people have like specialty areas. They're good at some things, but they're not good at others, and they need to be plugged into some kind of social unit in order for that individual to fully, you know, get by day to day. You don't do everything in your life. You didn't make your shoes from scratch. You didn't, you know, farm all of your food with your own hands. What did you use? Tools? Would you make the tools? So everyone's part of this, in some sense, let's just call it a social unit, at least, that's larger than them. That thing, that like interpersonal, transpersonal thing. What is that? What is that thing that is like more than humans, sort of, but we're kind of needing it? And it's not any one of us, because all of us are plugged into it, needing it, because we're social organisms. What is this thing? This like interpersonal thing that persists despite any one of us. What is this thing? So this extra dimensionality Kevin Kelly brings in as the technium. This is my paraphrase, by the way. He might listen to this and be like, yo, you man just butchered my book. I'm talking about my inspired recollection, which may be butchered. You should check out his book, despite what I say. So the technium is this thing that you could see in light traces many thousands of years ago. Oh, wow, look, there were, you know, Neanderthals made tools. Okay. All right, we're getting warm here. Eventually, we learned how to, you know, make fire. Okay, this is getting good. This is getting nice. So there's like a slow, gradual revelation to the level that the culture is able to receive it. The local culture is able to receive it. And there's this increasing revelation as people build more convenience into the culture around them. That's what technology is. That's why we have roads. That's why you have a phone. That's why the internet exists. We're building convenience into the external environment. We're making it easier and easier and easier, smoother and smoother and smoother for our human consumption, per the local culture. This is the technium becoming more and more manifest. And we are some fraction of the way through a phase in which the technium has already revealed to us as humanity. The technium has already revealed that there's really only one space where we all exist, we all coexist. We have a simulated view into it that we call the internet, but that is just a simulation, you know, a technological simulation. I'm not talking about simulation theory. We're not going there right now. A technological simulation, the internet. A technological simulation that reveals to us how we have only one shared space. We're much more aware nowadays of things happening elsewhere on the planet. Much more if you had rewind, you know, 4 or 5 decades. People weren't as connected as they are now. The average person is more and more and more and more aware of like everything in the whole world. And some people selectively disconnect from it, which is acceptable. But the point is they're aware, they know it. So the technium has made unmistakable in the eyes of all people the inevitability of our united singularity. And what remains undetermined and undecided is exactly how that unfolds. But it is utterly inevitable that we have one world with some manner of thing that everyone openly acknowledges and agrees upon. There'll still always be local cultures and flavors of this and that. Different languages, different local currencies. You know, I'm not talking about like a one world order. Here's the iron fist. I'm not talking about that. But it's inevitable in however many generations. Another 3 to 5 generations, maybe. Or maybe it's 0. Maybe it's going to happen today. But at some point, everyone must inevitably openly acknowledge and agree upon something. Something. And then we can have our own space beyond that thing we all agree on. There is so much going on in the chat right now that I was saying in the other stream, I need to move my chat window so that it's closer to where I'm just naturally looking. I'm usually looking like here in front of the loopers at like vaguely nothing. But sometimes I look at the camera. Sometimes I look over there away from both. But what I usually don't do naturally is look all the way over here to look at where my chat window is. So I got to get caught up on the chat here. What's going on? Going on. I also see that Nick Distro is with us, which is awesome. All right, so what do we got here? Man, there's so much chat to get caught up on. All right, Warhard is saying, art pushes the boundaries of our time. Okay, now we're talking. That's good. You know, if I had been looking over, then I could have, responded along the way, and it would have been more of a conversation. Nick also says some anagrams that are very, very captivating. It's pretty nice. I'm not going to repeat Nick's anagram jokes here from earlier. All right. Warheart says AI wants singularity like the Borg. We must resist. The thing about AI and the Borg, and what is more generally, according to Kevin Kelly here in his book, what is more generally the technium, the sort of like inevitable united order that we all openly accept and acknowledge. It's not going to happen because of some kind of like against our will takeover. Like that's its nature. It's going to happen because it does what we need. Like it'll be the most legitimatest of all legitimateness. Like just think of how AI is right now. Just think of like the way you might use an LLM right now. You might use like ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot. I haven't used it yet, but people talk a lot about Grok. I hear that one is like suddenly going to be some new level of intelligence that is like the next level AI period. I hear that's either happening or it already happened like yesterday or something. But just think of how you might use AI already. It's already incredibly useful. It's so useful. And that's why people use smartphones. Or people use calculators instead of doing math. People don't use calculators instead of doing math because the calculator has evil intentions and is taking over your mind. That's not the reason that people use calculators instead of doing math. They use a calculator instead of doing math because it's way easier to do that. And frankly, humans aren't really designed to do extraordinary complicated math. Some people are very talented at that, but most people, the average person, is not really designed to do extraordinarily complicated math of all types. No, we have a machine for that. It's called a calculator or a computer or whatever. Similarly, any kind of technology exists for that purpose because it's useful. The same thing with AI. It's just like the most recent large boon in technology. You use the internet, you use your smartphone because they're useful. Same thing with AI. You will continue to use it more and more and more, not because it's a nefarious, evil something or other, but because it's useful. It's genuinely useful. So that's how the singularity is going to occur, or is already occurring, frankly. I mean, we continue to be more and more united every day. I'm still trying to get caught up on the chat here. There's so much. You know, I love the fact that we can have these conversations and there's so much engagement and interest in it. That is a mutual interest and engagement. I see Warheart is adding something about, in my uneducated amateur opinion, current physics models are missing something. Yeah, they totally are. They're missing multidimensionality, at the very least. And the thing that I'm proposing about multidimensionality is not like, you know, here we have some molecules of matter that when we measure them, they take up what appears to be 3 dimensions in 3-dimensional space. Okay, look, length, width, and height. Okay, great. What most people think when you talk about multidimensionality in the realm of physics, they think like, all right, so what is 4th dimensional matter? Where is the solid object that has 4 dimensions of measurement to it? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about matter that is like the molecular matter we're aware of. I'm talking about phenomena that can be measured through 4 dimensions or 5 dimensions or whatever it may be, just extra dimensionality that even perhaps doesn't apply in the realm of material this and that. You know, the whole concept of matter is the material dimension, the 3rd dimension. So it doesn't necessarily mean that a 4th dimensional existence includes matter. Or maybe it does. All I'm saying is it's not necessarily what I'm suggesting. So the concept of existence beyond physical objects, I think that's one of the biggest, you know, hurdles that the average person has yet to, you know, comfortably master in a casual conversation. On a species level, that's a big one. I'm still getting caught up on the chat here. Warheart says, the 505 does what it can do, but these are the ideas rattling around in this artist's head. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff I really want to talk about. And that's what I like about these tinkering streams so much. Because on the 505 streams, I remember, this was like yesterday, was this yesterday? Or a couple days ago? We did a 505 stream, and I kept talking about my most recent song, the Role-Playing Catharsis, which is a great song. You should go check out my video, Role-Playing Catharsis, if you're not already familiar with it. It's been getting a lot of popular support. Everybody's like, everybody who listens to it has a very strong positive reaction to it. And I kept going off track, and I kept trying to pull myself back, and then I had a crisis in the middle of the 505 beat making stream. I was like, should I let myself go off on tangents on the 505 beat making stream, or should I keep it focused and just talk about, you know, using the device here? The people who voted said that they don't mind going off on tangents, so I might do that. We'll see. But certainly here on a tinkering stream, this is where we go off on tangents like this. This is the place for what I really want to just aimlessly talk about. I love these tinkering streams. And it's great that you're here, because now we can actually talk about some of this cool stuff. Nick says we are a very big interconnected self-serving hive. That may be. I think we can debate whether that's the ultimate nature of it, but it's not off the table. I don't remove that at the beginning of our discussion as a fundamental assumption. I think that is on the table for discussion. Whether it's ultimately self-serving, that's my point. I think you can make an argument for that. Oh, Warheart. You know, Warheart adds a very practical idea here that didn't occur to me at all. Warheart says I should add some kind of hashtag to this live stream about that book. Some kind of hashtag about this being a review of that book. That's not a bad idea. Oh man, maybe I should put a hashtag. Let me write a note about that. Where's my? Oh, nice. I do have a pen. This is dope. Thank you for that suggestion. Did it. Nice. Whoa. And I dropped my pen. That's great. Oh, man. Dope. Nick says, I just use AI to play around because at this point, that's about all you can do. You can do some pretty easy things, like even just searching, like what you would use Google for. Even just searching with ChatGPT, or like I was saying earlier with some other. ChatGPT is just like the most famous at this point. But just searching with an AI is way, way, way easier. Way better. Just basic search functionality is improved significantly. You can use it for some generative stuff. People are currently in the process of doing a lot of agentification, I think is the word they use. I'm not much into AI, deeply. I just am surrounded by it. They're doing agents, building dedicated AI agents rather than trying to do a generalized AI. Deeply train it on some specific topic or area. That's becoming the more, or I guess it already is, not becoming. That's the more target focus right now. My target focus right now, though, is regarding the fact that Cornish is with us, which is really dope. I see Nick says that you used AI to make an AI. Did you really? You made an AI from scratch? From scratch. That'd be pretty dope if you did that. Friends, I was thinking about what would be pretty dope if you did something. It'd be pretty dope if I added another layer to this. We've done a lot of cool talking today that I like a lot, and I want to continue that. And at the same time, I also want to add another layer to this beat. So I'm going to go off of the speaking mic here, and I'm going to go onto the looper. Route it to a looper, do this final layer, and then we'll keep going from there. see Nick is clarifying. He said, I use Copilot to make a studio AI character AI. Sounds like something that generates a character. So I use Copilot in conjunction with another AI that makes characters to make some little bot. Okay, so you made a bot. Yeah, bots have been around for a lot longer than some people realize. Corner says, get the banjo out. That'd be awesome. I don't know if I know anybody who has a banjo. I'm sure there's somebody who I am in communication with who has a banjo, and I'm just not aware of the fact that they have a banjo. And that is to say, they have a banjo and they play it. That's what I mean to say. I knew someone once who was in a band. What did they call themselves? I think they called themselves Metalgrass as a genre. That wasn't their name. Oh man, what was their name? They had an awesome name. It was like this. Oh, I don't even want to try to say it, but it was a nice, hefty, bunch of words. But I think they called themselves Metalgrass because they were like a bluegrass metal combination, and they were pretty rockin'. And I really wish I remembered their name. Dang, I could run off camera and get. I'm sure it's in my stack over there. In fact, I think I'm gonna do that. Let me see. Hold on. Didn't find it. I have at least one of their CDs. Oh man, what is it? It's almost on the tip of my tongue. Dang. Anyway, I forget how I got there or where we were going. So with that in mind, let's just See, right now, Corner says that he might get his accordion out and join in. That'd be dope. Is it easy to record an accordion? I guess it has an out, doesn't it? I guess it depends what kind of accordion we're talking about. By the way, for all of our musician friends who want to jam along, want to join in, jam along, this one is tuned to the key of F sharp. Beats per minute is 139.7. Corner says he likes this t-shirt. Thank you. I made this one. Of what you see me wear on live streams when they have some kind of like word, you know, clever word thing or somehow like an interesting word configuration. If it's a simple thing, like this isn't many colors or fancy shapes or anything, it's just some words. And it's a black shirt. When you see me wearing that on camera, a not small portion of those I made. I don't know exactly how many off the top of my head. Probably at least 3 or 4 that I wear on camera. I'm probably due for making some more shirts, come to think of it. Oh man, I got something in my eye. Something irritating my eye. Oh, this is the worst. I gotta do this now. How's this? Do you like this for some live stream content? I'm just gonna go like this and like try to get this thing out of my eye. Otherwise, it's very distracting and there's very little else I can do. Oh, it's irritating. Oh no, it's irritating. Oh, it's so irritating. Ugh. I'm thankful that I have a life where I can stand here making music with my very poor singing skills and have these devices that make it sound halfway listenable. And I can sit here and say, oh, there's this minor irritation. Oh, what a good day this is. What a very large, bright side there is to look on. Cornish asks if I have merch. I don't have any modern merch that, like t-shirts or anything like that, because we were talking about t-shirts earlier. I don't have anything like that, like t-shirts or nothing. I do have some stickers. You can see some of them back here. So here's some of the stuff that, like, when I play shows, I bring this with me. So here's this sticker, which is, let's see if I can, what's the best way for me to make this visible? This camera? Because this is the best way to do it. No, not that way. There you go. So it's not totally clear, I think, but you can see it enough. It says, mean-spirited jerks are people too. So that's a good sticker. I usually sold this for just like $1, you know, really just like a token of thanks for being here and such. But one time there was someone who bought 25 of them. I was like, whoa, all right, I will sell those to you. Okay. So that was good. I don't know if that was because I did exceptional salesmanship that night. Here's another one. Another sticker that I would sell when I used to play live shows. Oh, it's so difficult to... Ugh, sorry. Let me just... Oh, okay, hold on. I got... Oh, there it is. I almost... Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, I think... Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. There. Okay. So there it is. There's the other sticker that I used to sell. I have a bunch of other stickers that I would just give out that just say reconsider it on them. That I don't make someone pay me for that. So here's like a sticker that says my name on it. I have those somewhere. Man, I really wish I remember that guy's group. The guy I knew was the bassist in the group. I have a couple of CDs. I have more than just what I happen to have in my hand right here. These are just the ones that were behind me. But there's these. I'm going to try this other camera. I think it's going to be easier to show you. That was my first solo CD called Inclusive. My first solo CD that I actually like produced and released and, you know, got mastered and all that. That I used synthesizers on, not the loopers. And I rapped on it. Again, I'll show you too. It's called Inclusive. You can get this CD. I mean, I still have some physical copies. So you can get a physical CD if you want. You could also get it on Bandcamp. You can listen to it streaming on, you know, most places. Then my other solo CD, which again is me doing production, not looper stuff. Another solo CD, just 5 songs on it. It's called Sidestep. Same deal. If you want a physical CD, I do still have some. Otherwise, you can get it on Bandcamp or listen to it streaming. And then the other CD that I would sell at shows is this one here. This is my fusion hip-hop group, Conscious Object. This was our final and best album. Called Closure. That's another one you can get. Bandcamp, I do have some of these still. I do have some physical CDs if you want physical CDs. So that's all I really have in terms of merch. I just have CDs from, some of these are from mad years ago. These even released. I think these are all from before the pandemic. Yeah, these were all before all three of these actually were in a cluster of just 3 consecutive years. This came out, and then I released this one, and then finally this one. Yeah, that one. That's as far as merch goes. But maybe if I do decide to make some more shirts, like I made this one, and like I make some of the other ones you've seen me wear, and you'll continue to see me wear. Maybe the next time I'm going to do 1 or 2 of those, I'll say it. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to make this shirt, and I'll give you the opportunity to get a shirt also. And it'll get a little cheaper as we get more orders of it. Maybe. Or maybe I'll just make the shirts and then I'll show up with them one day like, aha, look, I made the shirt and I didn't tell you about it. I was keeping my options open. That's what was happening. So listen, I'm just going to go and do this because that's what I have ahead of me in my intentional path here. Here it is. This is what's going on. But I might let you know ahead of time. That is on the table. And then maybe you can get a version of the shirt if you want. Cornish says, in the shirts, I see more dark than light. Do you mean like light text on the dark background? Is that what you're talking about? Cornish says, I wish it was the other way around. That's the sort of thing that if you did want to get an order, or not an order, but if you did want to get a shirt, a copy of the shirt, so to speak, that you would have the opportunity, in principle, to get yours the other way around with a light colored background and dark letters. Cornish says, I'll buy a few. Which one? The mean-spirited jerks one? Yeah, like most of my stuff, most of my content in general is for, the people who really get it. And then they have a lot of enthusiasm about it. And for everyone else, it's cool, but they don't notice the additional levels that are there, which is fine. They don't have to. Cornish also adds that the hardware jam challenge this week might be good for me. You're right. I thought about it. So the hardware jam challenge, for anyone who doesn't know, the hardware jam community, weekly challenge, bunch of YouTube artists who only use hardware do some song in 2 or 3 days, and then we all listen to it on Monday. This week's challenge is just using one piece of hardware. I was thinking about just using my top looper. It would be very easy to make just a simple beat with just this one looper, and it wouldn't sound too much different from what I ordinarily do anyway. So yes, I'm thinking about that. It might happen. The question is, am I going to have time today? I do want to write some more raps. I have some other things that I might want to try to squeeze in if I can. So we'll see. Thank you for being here today, friends. been a most excellent tinkering in the studio stream. We got through some stuff. Got a nice beat built up. Something to show for it, in fact. Lots of interesting discussion going on. Brought in the synth a little bit as well. That was fun. It's a really good time today here with you. I love connecting with you like this. I hope to see you on the next live stream. Including This World Needs a Hero! Everyone, including This World Needs a Hero. I hope to see you on the next live stream. My regulars know that we have a very delicious selection of live streams available here on Shay Reconsider It. Today we did the lower right with tinkering in the studio, the most free form, no goal, no boundaries, it's just whatever. Tinkering in the studio, hanging out, that's what we got today. In the upper right, we've also got 505 beat making, where I make a beat and I talk about what I'm doing on the loopers. That way, if you're interested in those details, if you're trying to learn how to use the loopers, or you're trying to get some new styles or techniques to build up your own style because you're a 505 artist already. Whatever it is. 505 beat making, learning about the loopers. In the top left, we got loops and chill. That's when I do a show. It looks like written songs. They're back to back that I performed them and wrote them ahead of time. Nope, all improvised. Every part of it's improvised. Join us for loops and chill. Or in the bottom left, we got unspoken. That was a lot like this stream that you watched today, where it's just aimless loops and bringing the synth, but no talking at all. That's unspoken. You never hear any language at all on the mic during an unspoken stream. It's great for background. It's great for putting on if you're watching two streams at once. This one can be the one that's instrumental. The other one is the one with the talking. Join us for unspoken. Whatever the flavor of live stream it is, my friends, that you join us for next time. Please, 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 please have a very good rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you all manner of healing. Healing that exceeds and includes, supersedes and subsumes your physical body. Please experience healing even beyond that today. Please let old unresolved stories be healed today. Please allow yourself to open up to new manner of resolution today. Please allow yourself to grow beyond your old habits, your old ways of ameliorating symptoms to problems, your old ways of hiding things from yourself. Please let all of that begin to dissolve today. Please open up to entirely new ways that are healthier for you today. Please let that journey begin today. Please let yourself see a vision of the end goal today. Please allow yourself to be open to the possibility of being fully healed today. And I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.